Good day. Today we will discuss the cycle of phosphorus and sediments, and we will begin by first discussing the biogeochemical cycle.
Our bodies are made of 7 octillion atoms. That's 27 zeros. But where did all these atoms come from? If we really walk it backwards, most of the elements that make up our bodies, and those of every other living things were born in dying stars, billions of years ago. That's pretty cool, but it doesn't capture the whole picture. What have been the atoms of our body been doing more recently during their time on Earth? Energy flows directionally through Earth's ecosystem, typically entering in the form of sunlight and exiting in the form of heat. However, the chemical components that make up living organisms are different. They get recycled. What does that mean? For one thing, the atoms in our body are not brand new. Instead, they've been cycling through the biosphere for a long, long time. And they've been part of many organisms and non-living compounds along the way. You may or may not believe in reincarnation as a spiritual concept, but there's no question that atoms in our body have been a part of a huge number of living and non-living things over the course of time. And this is what we call the biogeochemical cycle.
Moving on to the anthropogenic effects of phosphorus and sedimentary cycle. For the agriculture part, human actions such as mining phosphorus and transporting it in fertilizers, animal fields, agricultural crops, and other products are altering the global phosphorus cycle, causing it to accumulate in some of the world's soil, and increasing phosphorus levels in the soil elevate the potential runoff to aquatic systems, and over-enrichment with nutrients can cause excessive production in lakes, a problematic condition known as eutrophication, in which a water quality is impaired. The blooms can block sunlight and deplete the oxygen in the water, which causes distress in other organisms. In the rainforest, phosphate supplies deplete due to extensive wood cutting in forest areas, since most of the phosphate can be found in the ground under the trees. And when these trees are being removed, the rain washes phosphates away, causing the ground to become unproductive. In sedimentary cycle, the rate of geomorphic change resulting from natural phenomena has now been outstripped by human activities associated with agriculture, construction, and mining. Some of the main changes in sediment dynamics and composition include changes in radiative energy balances and impacts on the cryosphere, subaerial erosion, the global carbon cycle, as well as greenhouse gas emissions.
And now let us move on to invasive species. First, we have some fast facts. Number one is that they are introduced, may it be accidental or intentional, and they're also non-native. What they usually do is spread or expand on where they are located, usually taking over. They are also likely to cause harm to the human health, animals, plants, environment, and economy of the place where they are in. A significant event worth mentioning is the quagga and zebra mussels invasion, because just this year, a study revealed that a single invasive species now have the power to largely control the phosphorus cycling in four of the Great Lakes. Their ecology has been modified by the invasion of quagga and zebra mussels, with 70% decline of primary production following their arrival. They are also called as filter feeders, as they ingest large amounts of particulate phosphorus from the Great Lakes and redistribute it with the help of physiological processes and decomposition. This discovery forewarns the possibility of similar events happening in lakes across Europe and North America that have also been invaded by the same invasive species. Other examples include the Asian carp and the European less common rabbit, who were both intended as food but ended up being invasive species.
And for the next part is all about the epigenetic of the cycles of phosphorus and sedimentary. Phosphorus is a nutrient that both animals and plants require. It's an essential component of energy storing molecules such as ATP or adenosine triphosphate, DNA, and lipids, and plays an important role in cell formation, such as fats and oils. A lack of phosphorus in the soil can lead to lower agricultural yields. Phosphorus travels through rocks, water, soil, sediments, and organisms in a cycle. Rain and weathering cause phosphate ions and other minerals to be released from rocks throughout time. This organic phosphate is subsequently dispersed throughout the soil and water. Inorganic phosphate is taken up by plants from the soil. Animals may eat the plants after that. Phosphate is integrated into organic molecules such as DNA once it reaches the plant or animal. When a plant or animal dies, it decomposes, releasing organic phosphate into the soil. The sedimentary cycle is depicted into the biological activity and erosion level in the diagram below. It is the interaction of wind, water, or chemical weathering with erosion that is important. The formation of ultimate rocks, as well as their cementing and division into igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic rocks, takes place.
That's all for our report. And once again, we are the third group from GED110A36, presenting you the cycle of phosphorus and sediments.